Yes,
Do I
ma'am.
look okay?
All right, guys, I'm excited because I have the most adorable person on with me today, Miss Dena Jackson. Hi, Dena.
Hi, Shalina. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited.
I'm really excited
Dena
to be
is
here
what
too.
we call the baby of the group. So she is just too adorable, and I love it. And so, Dena, you are in real estate, and a lot of people don't know you. So just introduce yourself, tell them where you're from and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Dena Jackson. I'm a real estate agent, and I am from Allen, Texas. And so I
But
cover.
y'all Texan today, y'all. But you're a Texan.
So we don't even throw that. True Texan, born and raised, daughter of a football coach and a counselor, and also the baby of the family. I'm the youngest out of all my siblings. So I'm excited to be here with someone who's dear and special, Shalina, my mentor, coach, dear friend.
I wrote her a
Stuck
check for
with me,
that.
chosen family kind of ordeal here. So
Yeah,
I'm
and
excited.
I just love her family. Her mama, ooh, I love me some Miss Cora. Oh yeah, that's my girl.
Yes.
We can hang out, but somebody gets jealous, so we won't.
I'm going to try not to show how I'm the
Yeah.
baby of the group. I'm going
Oh,
to
she don't
try
like it. If I
for that
don't
not
like
to
it, she
come
don't
through
like
the
it.
camera.
So talk us through your journey, because when you first got licensed, you were not full time. Well, let me back all the way up. Let me tell you how I knew I was going to be friends with this girl, because y'all, I keep my friends circle small. I knew I was going to be friends with this girl, Dena Jackson, when we met for coffee, and we sat for like 2.5 hours, almost
did.
3 hours talking, and it was like, you've known Dena for years. It was like y'all just took a little break, and here she is, the conversation, her laugh, her smile. She was happy. I'm like, dang, why is she so happy?
Her
But
energy.
it was contagious. And I'm
Her
like,
energy is contagious.
I love this. That was our first interaction. We met through a mutual friend, and we sat at that Starbucks
Yeah.
and just talked. So walk us through your journey. You were dual career. What were you doing before real estate?
Gosh, it's kind of crazy because I haven't shared this story as much as I did when I first started. So it's been a while since I've shared it. But yeah, I was dual career. I was marketing for a financial insurance company, and I met Shalina, like she said, at the coffee shop, and was immediately attracted to her energy. And all I said was like, "Where are you? Wherever you are, that's where I want to be."
Well,
a
back up a
realtor."
little bit though, because what made you, from where you were in your corporate world, why did you pick real estate? Like, what was your, I want to be in this?
I think I always kind of knew at a younger age, being involved.
Fix her microphone, y'all. There we go.
Sorry, I think I knew at a younger age is something that my mom and I did a lot, was go look at new construction, new builds. But I also come from a family where like nobody's an entrepreneur or
Wait, you're the
commission is really
first?
thing. Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Immediately, at least somebody I can reach. Now my aunties, who are aunties through like family, friends, they're all entrepreneurs. So
That's
they were
big.
nice to be able to lean on during that time. So I kept it a secret. No one knew I was in real estate school. So I was doing work full time. I was also starting my master's program and was
She
doing
educated.
that. And then I also started my real estate school. My friend encouraged me. I was like, I've been wanting to do this. And I kept wanting to hit that pay button, and I finally did.
So you were doing a master's degree program and going to real estate school at the same time. Was that a challenge for you, or was it something like you like, I got this?
Both. You
You
kind of have to lie to yourself to get through something like that, you know?
That's good.
But on the other side, it was what was on the other side waiting for me that kept me going.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But then I finished and got my license March 4th, 2020, and pandemic came.
Ooh, yeah. So you got licensed right in the middle of, we shutting down, y'all. We not doing nothing. Y'all go home.
We
figure
got
it
like
out.
a week and a half
Wow.
where we met.
Yeah. And then it shut down. So would you say COVID might be the reason why you stayed dual career, or do you think that would have been your plan? Like, what was your thought on that?
My plan was when it hit the end of the year 2020, I was going to leave my full-time job and be able to go full-time real estate.
And then COVID came and was like, girl, get in this headlock. You ain't doing that. Okay, understood. So when was that leap to say we're going from dual career to full time? What was that moment?
What was that moment, Shalina?
Well, I tell you, I kind of did her. If you've seen my interview with Ray, you'll know we did this thing, dual career at night, and I would put everybody's resignation date on a board and take a picture and threaten them to resign on their behalf. Because back then I was like the He-Man of, you're going to do this. You said you're going to do it. Do it. And I would write that down, and I would tell them, you're going to resign on this day, or I'm going to forge your signature and send your resignation in. So it's going to be an awkward conversation with your boss.
Yeah.
Like, you just resigned, and now you coming up to work. So what was that like for you going, I'm part-time, and now, dang, this is like...
Well, mine was a little unique, right? So the pandemic brought a lot of unexpected events in people's lives.
Yeah.
And mine was, I was part of the layoff at my job, June of 2020.
Wow.
So... And it was funny because that day before that, I had posted sometimes like the best way to start something is to start before you're ready.
Ooh.
You know, sometimes you just post things for likes. I was just I was just trying to be motivational to everybody else.
And then life was like, oh, really? Click.
Yeah, and then God came in and was like, oh, start before you're ready. So I ended up starting in June. I hated the feeling of someone having control over my life like that, where it made such a drastic change. So that was that little push. Where it's like I'm going full time and not looking back.
Wow. So how has it been full time? What has that life been like? Because I mean,
you're editing this video, right?
Yeah, no, we're not. I mean, look. This is how real time we are. You see me fixing the baby's mic. That's how real time we are.
Let me get this together first.
So life through gut punches, and it's easy for us to have a plan B and say, you know what, I'm just not going to do this anymore because it's challenging. What has kept you in this business? Because we know statistics and studies will show us that between 75 to 85% of agents will get out within their first 3 years, and you're getting ready to hit what, year 4? Year 5 next year. So
oh, Jesus.
What has kept you here? Why are you still in real estate?
I love it. I have been in jobs where I've made really great money, but the money didn't outweigh the stress. And then I've been in jobs where, it's more about culture, but then that doesn't outweigh needing money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can't pay your bills with culture. I'm going to pay this light bill with good feelings
Where do
today.
you find, now some people, don't get me wrong, they thrive in that area and they find what they love. I found what I love that helps you. What you love needs to get you through the stressful times. I don't think because I love it, there's not going to be stressful times, but the stress is different. I feel the value that I bring into people's lives. Like, I did that. You know, in my other corporate jobs, I didn't know what I really was doing day to day that was impacting.
Your contribution or value.
Yeah, like how that showed up, which actually showed because I was able to let go. Right? So there wasn't really that much going on. But in real estate, you got to know your X's, Y's, Z's, dot your I's, cross your T's, P's, Q's, because like you're dealing with people's money. Right? That's what my pops always told me, like, just don't mess with people's money.
That's right. I know that.
So you better know what the heck is going on. But that's how I've been able to stick through it because of that, and also my circle.
Yeah, that's huge and important. And so you talked a little bit about the challenges. What has been some of the real estate challenges that you've experienced?
I think learning faster what I don't know. So I think it's very important, or the challenges that I've learned is that no transaction is the same.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So it's important to surround yourself by people that you can learn from their mistakes and they can learn from you, and just having that knowledge of circle around you. But that's the biggest challenge is that you can't assume that people know that you're in real estate.
Talk about it. Come on. That's huge because people forget what you do every, 5 days, 3 days?
And it keeps getting shorter. We might be in minutes now.
I know. And everywhere they turn, there's a realtor on social media, you know. Let me tell you the top secrets. Guys, there are no secrets. So it becomes like difficult to be the bright light in a room full of noise. Like, how do I pull myself out? And so one of the things you mentioned was your circle is important. And so how does that play into your success in real estate?
It plays a huge part because of it's gonna, guys, there's some things you just can't make up in real estate when it comes to challenges and stories and things that you face and you didn't know that was a question you should have asked.
Yeah.
It's so nice to be able to call anybody at pretty much any time at night, and if they don't answer, you got 3 backups.
Yeah.
And I do.
Yeah.
I can name them all right now, and they probably all hear from me about 3 times minimum a week. We got Rachel, Latasha, Shalina, Ray. Rotation, baby.
Somebody gonna
rotation, and it's just like bouncing off. Now, and we all been in real estate for a different amount of time.
Yeah.
But we all had different deals. So it's like, oh, Dena, you did land. Okay, now Dena, you're going over, and we'll talk to you about land. Oh, you did a mobile home. Oh, you did this. It's just so key because it's just everybody's scenario is unique. So the more that you have to lean on,
that's good.
And practice before you have business.
Tell us more about that. You knew I was going to. Tell me more about that. That's my favorite question. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, tell me more about
preferences. I see Dena as a leader. I sometimes have to, because we do talk about being in groups and being in circles, and sometimes you have to pull yourself out and see, where am I different? Not cutting my circle off, but there's something different. And there is something different about Dena. And she is a leader. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but you are a leader. And there's things that I'll be in different rooms and they'll say, why isn't Dena here? Because she ain't put it on her calendar. That's why. Because I know I done messaged her. So
we had talked about it's crazy. Go ahead, keep going though. She's complimenting me. I don't want to interrupt.
See what I mean about the baby of the group? Because only the baby of the group would do this. So we're not going to do it.
Let's keep it going.
So in that same token, when you're in real estate, it can become a lot of noise because sometimes people say, well, the only way to get business is here. There's one way to do it, and we know it's not. There's not one way to do it.
You know,
how do you deal with that? How do you craft that into your own business lane?
I'll tell you guys this, is have a mentor and a coach.
Look, I didn't even have to ask her. That was on my list. I didn't have to ask her. We did not. She didn't know any questions I was going to ask her.
I could call on her anytime.
Absolutely.
I could be doing really great and be like, I'm doing so good. Shalina's telling me everything I don't need. Oh, I need Shalina. You know, and she's there like no time has passed.
She caught that.
So anyways, let me try to get back on topic. The importance of it. Because real estate is stressful. I don't know how it can't be. And it's just, you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to be there. So you got to learn how to, the first thing you're going to have to beat is all the things happening mentally, right? Every time we wake up, those are the first battles we face. And so in real estate, your clients are going to have emotional ties. They're making a huge purchase, sometimes the biggest one they've ever made. This one always tells me, remove the emotions out of it, right? We have to remember to say logistics, state the facts, and making sure that we're keeping our clients first. And that's it. So we have to remove the emotions to make sure that their priority is being taken care of. So in those moments, it's nice for you just get your emotions out, say all the craziness so it doesn't come out in the business, and then get back to business. Yeah,
because there's a time for the emotional piece, and it's not during your transaction.
No, it's during a whiskey flight.
Oh, I don't drink. Dena?
She doesn't
Dena,
anymore.
we're going to talk after this. Because there's some things
there's obviously some editing that's going to happen.
We don't edit, y'all. I apologize
to
everybody watching this.
Do we for real not edit?
At my church, and I have not. I know Jesus turned water into wine, but I'm not out here drinking it. I'm not.
You know, my segments used to be called Tipsy Tuesday. Mine had drinks.
Oh my word. Okay. I don't even remember what I was going to ask her because now she got
but
me.
Also during the stressful times, I want to say to just stay around people, stay encouraged. Yeah. Remember what the job is. The market is constantly changing, so knowledge is power.
Yeah, and it's good when you talk about having people, because I think sometimes we can choose to have people who pacify us. And that oftentimes might look like we're wanting to be with people who are always going to tell us the good. We need some people in our life who say, that's jacked up. You don't need to be doing that no more. or you're not getting a return. Stop paying for that. Having those people in your life that are going to challenge you sometimes where you feel comfortable and they can see your growth, your potential, because we can sometimes be our hardest, toughest critic and not realize that there's so much in us that is amazing, and we suppress it because we don't want to leave people behind. You know, it's almost that fear of success, and then we just don't see it. And so you talked about something that I think is really important. You talk about that mental aspect. As an entrepreneur, I think entrepreneurs deal with sadness and depression sometimes, not all the time, more than those people who have corporate jobs, because we live in the uncertainty of day to day. How do you deal with those mental battles that creep up on us? You said that they're there as soon as you wake up. How do we deal with those moments?
I think you have to figure out what's the best practice for you in order to get checked back in. It's those mental conversations for me, and making sure my environment and creating those boundaries. I think I'm such a yes person and a pleaser, and I've learned over time that if I'm saying yes to everything, I'm saying no to something.
Yeah.
And
Is
it's
that
usually
your best yes?
Yeah, and it's usually something to affect me. So whether that is working out like we love to do to relieve some stress,
Like
whether
we love
that's
to do.
listening to like a Ben Lionel mixture of motivational speak going on in the morning. That's me. I'm more of like, I love hearing motivational books, quotes over and over again on repeat. That's what helps me to get through a lot of things, because it's usually not as big as I'm making it.
Oh.
And someone said, why would I waste my next 10 hours for the rest of my day worrying about something that's only going to take up 10 minutes?
That's good.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm nervous about this meeting tomorrow. That meeting is going to last from this time to this time. Whatever happens in it,
you just spent the last 24 hours
but I sure did.
About it.
I sure did. It won't take much for me to do it.
Oh, man.
So
that is
whatever
hilarious.
to get it pulled out is that time is still moving, and whatever I'm worrying about, and whoever, they're having a great time wherever they're at.
Right. They're living their best life, and we're stressing about a listing appointment or a comment that you know, a seller said, or another agent being rude or disrespectful. They out having dinner with their families, relaxing, and we're over here mentally processing and worrying about, well, why? What did I do wrong? When we could just be moving on to the next one. So it's a lot of internalization. And you mentioned fitness in there. And so we have watched your journey, and you were always beautiful no matter what body shape you were in. That's my philosophy. But again, you wanted to be comfortable where you were. You took this on and took it to a whole nother level.
We did.
She said we, but I kind of gave up a little bit because I was like, but we did 75 hard challenge together, and I remember it was the thing that got me through was knowing that I had to check in with Dena. And I could not say I did not work out. It would be 11:30 at night sometimes, knowing we had 30 minutes.
Hurry up and put a dance on real quick. Get my second workout in.
Yes. So how important was that as an entrepreneur to have something outside of real estate and know that being in this fitness world could also lead to deals too?
Oh, yes, it has. It has led to deals. But also, it's just the look good, feel good. Do good, be good. It goes through. Like when you feel like you don't have to stress about what to wear, or how you're going to show up on camera, it's a lot different now. I don't know. It's just the energy and like the stress it relieves. And when you're taking care of yourself, it exerts through your business too.
That's good. So
because if you're sad and depressed, and then you get into a crazy deal.
And it's going to show.
It's going to show.
Yeah. So speaking of that, where do you believe, like how do you go out there? Because some people watching may not be in real estate. They may be new. They might be that realtor who's on the verge of, I'm about to quit. Where do you find your business? What do you do to generate your business?
So for me,
She said, let me clear my throat so I can tell y'all the real tea. Here's where it is.
All the tips and wonders and secrets. For me, my first deal came through social media, and it's been pretty much like that ever since.
So constantly showing up, or was it the type of content you shared?
Both. I think that it's the content, and then just on repeat, because what we spoke about at the beginning is people's attention span is shortening. So you know, I do think it's now less than 7 days. I think it might be 3 days. People forget. I've had the family and friends not use me before, and it stings. It doesn't sting any less. My time of the sting is shortened. How long
Now,
it
did
lasts.
they not use you because they said, "Oh, we forgot you in real estate," or they? Just
Who cares? No, I'm kidding.
That's a good point.
That's the baby
I like
in me.
that
I'm
mentality.
kidding.
But I love that mentality because it doesn't matter, but it's good for tracking to say either they didn't know and I need to be more vocal, or they were just going to always make that decision.
I think both are true. And there's a third one in there of separating being a family or friend from business. So did they ever make that distinction of like, Dena's a realtor and I respect her and see her as a successful businesswoman, or Dena's this fun and like lighthearted, goofy friend.
Gotcha.
So never really saw me on the like I handle my business too side.
And we could show them both.
Yes, exactly. So it was like, did I lack in showing how I get my business done, and I will do that even for a family or friend. And then some you do have with, hey, I have 4 realtor people in my life. I was never going to use any of you. I don't like to mix business with family and friends. I don't want to burn that bridge. For me, though, for all family and friends who are watching this, I say let's test the bridge.
Dena said, come on up on this bridge.
Test it. If we burned, it wasn't going to last through it, a lot of things.
Don't bring your kerosene can. She got this. Oh, that is too funny. I love that. So in that same token, where you start talking about social media, because people get business from different areas, you know, cold calling, door knocking, and you are a presence on social media. So you have the whole fitness journey, and we all love watching that. And then you have the real estate journey. What keeps you consistent on social media? Because we see that social media can drive people to get business, but you got to be on there to remind people what you do. What makes you stay on there?
And well, I believe for me that's where people are going to find these things to begin with. So I want to meet people where they're at.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I 100% think I have room for growth on improving my business when it comes to social media and being present on there even more.
Tell
and
us
keeping
more
up
about
with
that.
So it's more about time management and just structuring that time.
Okay.
For now, especially since they have so much set up that it's scheduled. If you just set out that time, whether it's a week at a time, 2 weeks, or 3, just stay consistent with what you can do.
So in your journey through real estate, what is something that you wish you would have learned in real estate school that you think would have helped you in your success as a realtor?
How to open a lockbox.
Shut the front door.
I wish I could get that
way.
key out of the lockbox, and I could.
Wow.
Okay, so let me really think about this. So emphasis on contracts, though.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like it goes into contracts.
Like scenario, give you scenarios?
More scenario based.
Okay.
More of like just feeling comfortable being able to fill out a contract prior.
Okay. Okay. That's good. What else?
Another one would be, because it's so funny, because I do feel as if when I was going through it, man, I wish there was some more teaching of X, Y, and Z, because it was just so book focused and square footage and math
what
focused
constitutes a room and
and figuring out how to do the CM comparative market analysis. It wasn't in real life scenarios. I wish there was maybe shadowing that was required. You know, that would be really interesting.
I heard someone might be offering. Y'all stay tuned. Somebody breaking out something. Somebody me.
Shadowing would be great.
Yeah, because then, you know, I love that you mentioned that, because even in high school, I remember my oldest, when she was in high school, they had this program where students would say, well, I want to be this when I, you know, graduate college. They would put them in those scenarios, those situations. And that, I think, it would save time. It would save college tuition. It would save emotional toll and energy. You say you want to be a doctor, but then you get in the room and it's like, I don't like the sight of blood. I don't want to be here. So I like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Give you a little taste before getting into it. And I think that would help the turnover rate. I think,
that's good.
Just being able to have that realistic standpoint and it's just practicing different.
Yeah.
I can't emphasize just different scenarios.
'Cause
I'm going to
it's
sound
a
like a
lot.
broken record on this thing.
No, we need to hear that.
And that's why even when you're about to like search for buying a home for the first
Yeah.
time, it's not a broad brush. So like you're going online
Yeah.
trying to figure out what it is for you, and it's just like go to the source.
Yeah, we want to build our journey based off of a Google search, or building our journey based off of what a friend did or a friend of a friend. And I remember someone told me, well, I want to buy foreclosure because my friend in Atlanta bought foreclosure, and I'm
Yeah,
yeah, bring
I
that back.
could say that for the however much time we had left.
Yeah.
There's so many scenarios of that.
Mhm. Well, speaking of that, can you think of a time where
Whew.
you had a
I don't want to make
I'm
it
not
obvious.
going to go that deep.
Okay, good.
I'm not going to go that deep. Where you had a setback or what you would. So one thing about failure is I consider failure an opportunity. And it is an opportunity to learn. It is an opportunity to grow, maybe to do something different. Can you think about a time where you've experienced a setback or failure in real estate, and how did you bounce back? What was that trampoline moment like? Yeah, yeah. You know, it's a good question when they look at you and they give you that. She gave me that slow smile, like, I'm going to kill you when this is over. But we got witnesses, so let's talk about it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so for me, it's going to be not setting boundaries. I think
Okay.
is the best way to sum up all the scenarios I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And not get too specific, is that in real estate, you want the taste of that first check so bad that you don't set up boundaries.
Ooh, yeah.
That you didn't know that you needed, or that you're
Give them an
afraid to
example.
you're afraid you're going to lose business. So, you know, your goal is to grow a business enough that you don't have to say yes to everything that comes
Yeah.
knocking, right?
Yeah.
You can say yes to the things that fit you specifically. So for me, I was helping someone see homes, 10 homes a day. And I think I'm just being nice to myself. It might have been more. Because it's kind of like
Wow.
embarrassing. Like, you showed one person over 10 homes a day.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm saying something
But
that
that's
hits
the
home with you
reality of
today.
it.
Yeah,
because
maybe I'm
people
hitting home
don't-
with you.
They don't know.
That's too many.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you guys right now, I don't care if I'm helping someone that's approved for 150,000 or 3.5 million. 10 homes is too many. There's such thing as seeing too many homes that it can paralyze you.
Yeah.
And that also means that we're missing the mark.
Mm-hmm.
If I haven't shown you the home that you want to get yet,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm missing the mark here. We need to go back to the drawing board.
So Dena knows I got a 5-house rule.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that there's somebody out there right now saying, yeah, but I'm going to show my client all the houses they want to see. Good for you. I applaud your gas bill, your electric bill, that you want to do that. But what I've learned was that it's not necessary. And sometimes you don't know until you test this out. And so after 5 houses, if we have not found, you cannot make a decision, we need a new conversation. Maybe I missed something in what you were looking for. Maybe your needs have changed. But I think going into showing 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, we all did that.
Yes.
We all did that
Let
because
me
we
save
didn't know.
you guys. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you also that it has lost me business doing that.
Ah, how?
I shown them too much and not reducing down what they were seeing. It was almost as if I wasn't doing my job efficiently, where they felt tired. Now they're on pause. You know what? I'm going to sign my lease again. It's just that my house isn't out there. So then what? You need to follow up and stay in
Yeah.
contact with them. But then they go searching. They run into another realtor. You know what I mean? You've opened it
Yeah.
up to have more disconnect because you were afraid of losing business and actually ended up losing your
Yeah.
business in the end.
And you know, some people, we can be honest and say some people are just not ready to be a homeowner. And
Yes.
it could be, you know, I had one really good friend, she had lost a family member. And for her, she started out this journey with wanting to buy a home, but then as soon as she lost that family member, the joy was gone.
Yeah.
And that was more of an emotional thing for her. So for me to try to rush and put her into a home, that would have been selfish goals versus me taking a step back, reading her body language without even
Yes.
asking her and saying,
Yes.
hey, is there something going on? Do we want to read? And she was thankful for that I did not make it about a commission check and made it more about,
Yes.
I read the room and I got the feeling and vibe that this was something she's not ready for. And true, it took her a year to grieve. And then after her grieving is when she came back and she was ready to go. And she said, I want to
Yes.
work with you because you did not pressure me to buy a home. And so I love that you said that because I think everybody is ready in their own time. But if we don't slow down and stop to read the room, talk to that client and not feel like we have to answer at 9, 10 o'clock at night, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
what do you want to share with someone who's thinking about getting into real estate or who's in real estate and they're ready to quit? What would be your parting words to someone to either engage, get them energized? Because Dena got that fun friend energy, and I love that about her. But what is something you want to give in parting words to those people watching today who might be in real estate or who might not even be in real estate?
I think the best advice that I can give is, one is the shadowing when it comes to real estate, if you're thinking about it. Also, if you're thinking about, like, maybe this isn't it because you've been in it for a year and a half and you haven't gotten a deal yet, it's coming. And I would encourage you to be consistent in what you want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to ever be on here, or you won't ever find me saying that I got to where I am because of cold calls. I say stay in your lane. Stay in doing what you love to do. If that means being on social media, stay there.
Okay.
Zero in on it and perfect it, figure out the algorithms.
Yeah.
But just take on, like, what you enjoy doing.
Okay.
Because that's going to help you to stay disciplined when you don't want to do it.
Ooh,
You know?
I like that. It's about the discipline. Well, y'all, I think I need a part 2 with Dena, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. I think she just needs to partner with me to do these podcasts. I appreciate that if she does. But thank y'all so much for watching. And don't forget to catch all of our episodes here. It's more than real estate. This is about getting down to real life, how you can overcome, how you can achieve what you want to achieve. We get one life. Do it the way that feels comfortable to you and that you want to succeed and accelerate and excel in all that you do. So thank you for being here, and we will catch you on the flip side. Bye. Yay, you did it. Awesome.
Okay, let's do that. Try that again. There was one
that's not gonna
take.
happen.
Oh my goodness.
Look,